Week number 15, Monday Night Football. Jalen Hurts is active and will play. He's out on the field warming up as a starter as we speak. There's no dilemma. There's no question. Unlike Geno Smith, who is active but not guaranteed to start. Locke has also taken some first-team reps, and they're going to see how Geno feels right before kickoff. That news will probably come in the coming minutes if it's not already being posted as we speak right now on Twitter. So I'm going to continue to keep refreshing all my sources and feeds and everything. But Geno Smith, right now it says that Seahawks quarterback Geno Smith surprised the Seahawks with how good he looked in pregame warmups. He noted that while Smith is active, they still have about an hour. This is about 10 minutes ago to decide whether they're going to start him or not. So Geno is still TBA as of this moment. Jalen Hurts on the field warming up. Everybody that held their breath wondering if this was a mistake to play Jalen when he had an illness. He didn't take the same flight with the team and met up with them later. So there's a lot of drama behind this, but Jalen Hurts will play. The Fantasy Football Show begins right now. File on in, everyone. Appreciate you being here.
Live from the FantasyFootballShow.com studios.
It's the Fantasy Football Show. Live!
Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Smitty is also live whenever news breaks.
From the FantasyFootballShow.com news desk, here is your breaking news.
What's up, everybody? Appreciate you all being here. Welcome to the Fantasy Football Show. My name is Smitty, and we are breaking down the Week 15 Monday Night Football matchup between the Seattle Seahawks and the Philadelphia Eagles. And there was a lot of drama surrounding the quarterback starting in this game. Both of them potentially up in the air in terms of their availability. But Hurts is on the field. He's warming up. It's a done deal. He's out there looking sharp, ready. Doesn't look sick or anything like that. But Geno, we'll find out here very, very soon. I'm going to continue, like I said, refreshing X, formerly Twitter, and see if there's any sort of update. But the last update I have was about 7-8 minutes ago. Adam Schefter retweeted a report by Brady Henderson, who said that Schneider also said Drew Lock took first-team reps in practice all week. And so they're prepared to have Drew Lock play. But it does sound, if I had to guess, it does sound like this thing's trending in a positive direction, that it would be kind of, I think, shocking for it to get pulled back. Because it's been gaining momentum. Like, oh, he's probably not going to play, and now he's going to maybe play. Things look a lot better than we thought. Oh, we're going to sit him. So hang tight. This is a big game for the Eagles. They want to win this game. Part of me is a little concerned, as I'm sure some of you are worried about this too, that like if the Eagles get up too big, and let's not get ahead of ourselves. I mean, this is why we play the game. You know, anything can happen. Seahawks could score an early defensive touchdown, fumble recovery, kickoff return, whatever the hell, turns these games upside down. That can still happen. So let's not call it a given that the Eagles crush the Seahawks tonight. Anything can happen, especially with the Eagles being kind of up and down right now, or being in a rut, you could say. But I do believe that Jalen Hurts will have a fantastic day, and I'm hoping he doesn't sit early or something like that. But Hurts hopefully has, I'm going to project a 3 total touchdown game, 1 or 2 rushing, and then either 1 or 2 passing. I'm hoping Devonta Smith gets a touchdown grab. I'm hoping A.J. Brown grabs a touchdown. I'm hoping Devonta Smith gets in the mix. DeAndre Swift gets in the mix as well. Even if he doesn't have a touchdown, let's get 120 total yards for DeAndre Swift. As for DK, Walker, I hope these guys have a good day as well. Geno on the field will be good for DK. Geno on the field will be good for Walker. I don't want to see 8-man fronts only just stacking up against Kenneth Walker as he tries to do work. Let's see what we got here. Super chat from Senior Rojo. First super chat gets a standing. Oh, my soundboard, I still have to restart. I got to restart from yesterday. I was so tired. I had to build the grill last night. I still haven't even restarted my system. Let's see if we can get the soundboard going. Let's see if we can get all of my buttons working. Can we do a standing O? Can we do a standing O? This might take a second. Okay, yeah, we looks like we're probably pretty good. Let's go ahead and switch this out. Let's do a proper standing ovation. The first super chat always gets a standing O. That's my boy. Appreciate my boy. Senior Rojo says I'm up 10. He's got DK. Do I play Swift or JSN? I would probably play Swift. But anything could happen, my guy. I mean, Swift, I would say if everybody could vote for Senior Rojo, my guess is that 95% of the votes will say Swift. Not that JSN can't be as good, but he's not necessarily going to be fully force-fed to the degree that I think you need. Not to mention Geno's not a lock to play. He probably will play. Like I said, I'm refreshing X, a.k.a. Twitter, right now and seeing if there's anything that pops up here. Let's see here. I don't see Geno Smith in uniform anywhere. Seahawks are going through stretches on the field, and I don't see Geno Smith in uniform anywhere. A few minutes ago, it was only Drew Lock and Sean. Man, this is going to come down to the wire. Now it's trending. That's Adam Schefter reporting Brady Henderson's new tweet 2 minutes ago. So maybe they pulled this back and they're going to give Geno the day off. I don't know. I do believe that JSN, DK, Lockett, Walker, Charbonnet, all these guys are better off having Geno in there. But, I mean, who the hell knows? Anything could happen. So hang tight on that one. Senior Rojo, guys, please vote on here in the chat here. Swift or are we going with JSN? I'm going Swift. I'm not even hesitating. You know, they might run the ball quite a bit as well. Appreciate everybody being in here. File on in, hit that thumb up button on your way in the door. This is a crazy week 15, I'll tell you that. A lot of mixed bags. I know a lot of people are upset because a couple players didn't pull through, but you know, you're never going to have all your players firing off at once anyway. The whole thing is you got to have a plethora, an arsenal, a team that can step up. So if anybody's season's over, guess what? Underdog Fantasy allows you to reset everything and start for just week 16 only. Draft a week 16 only team. I know it sucks if you lost one of your favorite teams. My favorite team the entire year was in the Marsman League, and that team literally didn't make the playoffs, and it was the best team in my view. It started crapping the bed. I got the injuries, to do I have HN in that league? I forget if I have HN. I had AR5 go down. I got hit hard, and then everything under the sun. I'd faced the Raiders defense last week. I just kept getting hit after hit after hit. Or this week. Appreciate you. File on in. Michael, you're on the phone line live. What can I do for you?
Yeah, Smitty. So we need as much info as you get here because I've got a 50-50 game going into tonight. And I have Geno and Locke ready to go, but it's going to come down to
we'll know.
Who doesn't play?
Yeah, we'll know. But,
yeah,
I mean that's a tough starting quarterback to take into the Week 15, first round of the playoffs.
Yeah, super flex. So I've got Hurts and whoever Seattle's playing actually going tonight.
Okay.
So
yeah. Well, we should know here shortly, bro. Shefty's on TV. I've got Twitter refreshing. I keep pulling down and refreshing every couple seconds. So hang tight. We'll know. We'll give you the it looks like maybe as of right now it's leaning toward Lock.
Right.
I'm looking right now. I don't know who Pete Carroll. Yeah, I don't know. My guess is it's Lock. Lock's on the field right now. Lock's throwing passes. Put Lock in right now just in case. Like you hit your head, you walk outside, slip, hit your head on a wet patch of grass or something like that. Put Lock in. Lock right looks like he's starting. Yeah. All right, bro. Call back if you got another question.
All right. Thanks.
All right. So it looks like Lock is warming up, guys. So Lock is probably going to get to go. Aaron Rodgers, Achilles unlikely to play again this season. This all hinged on the Jets winning one game. Had the Jets won week number 15 this week, Aaron Rodgers would have played. He would have played the very next game. he was going to get cleared next week, and he would have started week 16. It's such a disappointing outcome because everybody here wanted to see Aaron Rodgers throwing passes to Garrett Wilson. Mason Rudolph will start over Trubisky this week, coming up in week 16. Tommy DeVito will start week 16. Had a rough game. DeVito will get the go-ahead and start week 16. Locke is warming up with the starters. Everybody put Locke in if for any reason you were going with Locke or Geno Smith. Stroud is currently still in the protocol. We'll see how he progresses throughout the week, says D'Amico Ryan. So definitely prepare to maybe still be in a little bit of like Hopeville and being hopeful that Stroud plays this next game. They need him. I mean, these Texans are vying for a wild card spot, and they're very much alive. Wouldn't shock me if Stroud does play week 16. I think the Texans are my favorite to win their division, which is such a nice, fun turnaround and exciting race. Chris Olave did not practice on Monday. And let's see here. Nick Mullins will start again in week number 16 for the Vikings. So know that information. I've got a few more things here, and then I'll hit the phone lines. This one, Zach Moss plans to play through his shoulder injury. So that's good, but at the same time, we fully expect, unless news indicates different later in the week, but we fully expect JT to be back. Keaton Mitchell tore his ACL. Don't be shocked that there's a lot more damage because on the replay of that, it's just a nasty replay, a nasty injury. I have a photo. I wasn't gonna put it up on my IG, but just to emphasize how bad it was, he literally bent his knee like almost like a right angle forward. Same thing Nick Chubb kind of did from the side, and you know it's awful. He probably tore at least a bunch of meniscus in the front. You can imagine that meniscus is padding in that knee, and when you pinch it like that, you can actually see it on my knee model. That meniscus is not designed to be bending and pushing on the corners of that. So like meniscus tears, maybe an MCL stretch of the 2-degree variety. This guy's going to be in a world of hurt all off season long. And I just don't see how he's going to get back to where he was right now by even mid-season. He might be able to play, but I'm just saying I don't think it's going to be a long road back. It's just such a shame. And even more so frustrating for the smaller running backs and the vibe everybody's now going to have about Achane, Keaton Mitchell. They're too small. These are knee injuries. These injuries could have happened to anybody. They don't have to do it because he's too small. His knee didn't hyperextend because he's too small. If anything, far less likely for a lot of smaller, lighter guys to have non-contact knee injuries because there's less weight coming down on the knee. And so it's just bad luck, crappy luck. Isaiah Pacheco, shoulder, good to go. He had shoulder surgery last week, and he's good to go for week 16, which is kind of a bummer for people that have, you know, McKinnon and CEH, and they were looking pretty solid last week, or this week. I guess we're still in this week, but I think McKinnon is still very much involved, and then Clyde Edwards-Helaire loses a lot of momentum. Okay, this report here, just piggybacking off of the report we already know to be true that Locke looks like he's warming up to start, and then my pick of the week, or the pick of the game for Underdog. I don't know. There's a few of them I really like. I really like this Devonta Smith 1.25 Scorcher. So instead of just being a normal a pick'em, it's a 1.25 times multiplier. And if you just add this to any one of your set of picks, even if you pick 3, pick 4, pick 5, this is a good one to add because it's a 1.25 multiplier. So Devonta Smith just needs to score a rushing or receiving touchdown. That one I'm going to leave up right here. And now we head over to Rock Out. Rock Out, you were live. What can I do for you?
Yeah, kind of went through the ringer yesterday.
Yeah, you had the McLaurin call, right? McLaurin had to have his career game on your bench. Like, jeez, bro.
Yeah, to be fair, he didn't do nothing, and then he got even most of those yards when Brissett went in.
Yeah, that was hard to see coming, man. Sorry it happened on our watch. That's for sure.
And
freaking... I mean, what are you going to do?
Freaking Arthur Smith is like the Grinch that stole Christmas.
Everybody hates Arthur Smith right now. I would venture to say everybody everybody. I don't know how the fan base, like I don't understand how their own fan base in Atlanta isn't literally forcing this regime to retire him. Like, how is the fan base not saying we drafted one of the best running backs to come out of college in the last handful of decades, and we refuse to use him, and the fan base is not irate enough? I understand we're fantasy and we think the way we think, but the fan base should be, the Atlanta Falcon fan base should be up in arms more than they are. We hear a little bit of rumblings like, why did we draft him? And then you hear a lot of these like weird comments like, they never needed to draft him, they have plenty of running. No, he is a top 2 running back in the National Football League. Yep. Yeah, top 3. You want to put Gibbs number 2, whatever, Kyra number 2, we'll call it top 4 if you want to be very fair. He's a top 4, top 5 running back in the National Football League, no matter what anybody says he is. But he's not being used, so he's not a top 5 fantasy running back, that's for sure. But the fan base has a responsibility to be calling for this guy's job. And I don't hear enough noise. It's just unbelievable.
Ridiculous.
You draft a guy inside the top 10, make everybody roll their eyes anyway, saying, God, you're going to spend that much draft capital on an RB? Yeah, because he loves him, and he's going to use him, right? Wrong. All right, what else can I do for you, Rockout?
I'll just trying to just get that off my chest.
Let's see if I don't see any updates on, again, for everybody that's coming in here and they want to know what in the hell is going on with Geno and Locke. Some rumblings are that maybe it's not all decided yet, that maybe Geno is going to be running out to warm up. Locke is out there right now warming up with the ones, but this isn't necessarily all locked up yet, so hang tight. I don't see Geno. I'm just trying to read these reports here. Adam Schefter. I'm just waiting for Adam Schefter to give us the go-ahead on what quarterback is going to be starting. I'm sorry, what was your last question, Rockout?
Yeah, you think JT's gonna play or?
Yeah, JT's. I mean, for right now, JT's expected to play, but we'll see. I mean, that's the expectation was that he should play in Week 16. There's been no confirmation. We're still in Week 15, so we have no guarantee. But he's certainly
right.
He's certainly set to. Hold on, let me get these super chats out of the way real quick. Need 2.5 non-PPR Sharps or Walker? I'm going Walker. Anything can happen, bro, but Walker is technically the starter. Picked up a lock 10 minutes ago. Opponent has Geno. That's good to ball. This isn't over yet, though, according to some reports. But it's weird that Locke's out there with the ones if Geno is going to play. Like, it doesn't make much sense unless all of a sudden they cut to it and they swap and Geno's on the field. But hang tight on that one. And this $5 hauler, man, about to score less than 100 points in the playoffs in my main league. Team is good, too. Just fell at the end. Your show rules next year, maybe. Ian, if for any reason you don't make it through to the next round, Underdog Fantasy, promo code Smitty. I'm not just saying that just for the hell of it. I'm saying it because there's no reason to have that packet-in mentality. You can go out with all the knowledge you have right now, the knowledge that helped get you here, but even more knowledge than before because you have so much stuff that you have a handle on right now. You can go in and do a Week 16 only underdog draft using the link in the description that I'm dropping, or the live chat. The link's in the description. I'm telling you, bro, there's nothing better than having a handful of things going that are just Week 16 related, just Week 17 related, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Not to mention the playoff drafts, the mittens, all those things are so fun because you can draft for the playoff. But why not have a handful of playoff teams too? You know what I mean? Nothing. I know a lot of people said maybe next year we'll pack it in, see you in January. There's no need for that. You can play fantasy all the way up to it. But for those of you that are just saying that, you're going to play that, but you're just merely saying, hey, maybe next year for this team. Everything starts January 1. January 1, rookie content's dropping. Get ready for it. It's going to be an absolute magnificent display of fantasy football information and NFL production It's coming. Need 2.5. Okay, I got this one. And then the last super chat here. Manny started Purdy, Achane, Diggs, Puka, Laporta, Waddle, Colts, Tucker. I'm up 60 points. Matchup has A.J. Brown and Phillies D. I'm 7-7. Wish me luck. Yeah, I think I mean, defense and just A.J. Browning, you're up 60. You should be good. But, you never know. Well, knock on wood for you, pal. Let's go over to Ron Navy and then Elvis and then back to Rock Out. Locke is still warming up. There's a lot of people saying that there's reports out there that Geno's going to play. I think those potentially could be fabricated. I mean, I see Locke warming up still, but you never know. Hold on. Yes, the signs continue to point to Locke as the Seattle starting quarterback tonight, but there has been and apparently won't be an official announcement from the team. So that is, and then another one. The signs continue. Oh, that's the same one. Geno Smith is active tonight. I think that's what some people are like. There's a lot of weird reports right now that are kind of like surfacing, like, oh, it's not decided yet. Part of it is true. They have not decided yet. But I think some people are reading the Geno's active and they're reporting it. Like, oh, he's starting. Like, active doesn't mean starting. So we'll have to see. I'm watching TV. I've got the game up. I've got the pregame up. And I also got my Twitter feed and all the alerts that I have just refreshing constantly. Signs continue to point to Locke starting. That's 42 seconds ago from Adam Schefter. So if anybody says they got something better, this is what it says. 42 seconds ago from Adam Schefter, the signs are pointing to Locke. Go ahead, Ron Navy. You're live.
Yeah, it's just like Hurts is going to start. If he has problems, then Mariota's going to come in. So that's what they put out there, too. So did you get an underdog pickup? Did you get the 0.5 Kenny Walker total yards pick?
Is it they give you a freebie?
Yeah, 0.5 total yards.
I did, for some reason, I don't see it. I don't see it on mine. I didn't.
Maybe it expired, or
it could have. Yeah, it could have expired.
I did it earlier.
All right. Let's do one real quick, Ron. Jalen Hurts. You like anything on Hurts? 1.5 passing touchdowns, the 247, the 33.5 rushing yards. What are we doing there?
I didn't pick him. What I did is I did the Kenneth. I did the A.J. Brown 78.5 receiving yards, Metcalf 60.5 receiving yards, and the Tyler Lockett 4.4 receptions. That's the one that I did.
Okay. All right.
I didn't do any because he's like, if you do that, you're still taking a chance. If he goes out there and he's not feeling good and he comes out of the game, you're kind of screwing yourself.
I'm looking for DKs. All right, hang tight. Let me circle around because we got limited time here. Hey, hang tight there, Ron. Let's go over to Elvis. Yep. Elvis, you're live. As fast as you can, Elvis. I got to get around the phone line because kickoff's coming close.
Yeah. Thanks for picking up, Smitty. Just wanted to bounce back. I ended up starting Purdy and Jalen Reed instead of doing the Jalen Hurts and Devontae Smith gamble, and it worked out pretty good. So
yeah, I mean, you never know they could score the same. They could score the same or whatever, but like if you could take that, you'll take it. You know, you'll take a 4 TD game and not worry about having a nice job. Nice job.
Appreciate you.
All right, bro. Later. Elvis to the moon. Nice call. Nice gut call. Always trust your gut. Let's go over to Travis Rowe. What's up, man?
Hey, so I ended up facing CMC and Cook yesterday. So I need 25 out of DK. What do you think my chances are?
I need a miracle.
25 points.
It's possible, but I mean, I'd rather be the other guy. I'm not going to lie. But,
obviously, yeah.
Yeah. Not much
probably
you can...
I don't know, 100 something and two touchdowns. So
yeah,
nothing you can do when you face two guys that score 80 points. You know, so
you know what's weird is all the underdog.
I'll let you go.
What?
What? No, go ahead.
I say all the underdog Kenneth Walker and Charbonnet have been pulled because I think they don't. You know, with Locke, I think they're not sure where to put the high or low on that. So that's probably why they pulled everything. All right, appreciate you, bro.
All right, I just showed you.
Yeah, Call back.
Thanks, Smitty.
Call
I'll
back
talk
if you
to
got
you
another one. All right, later. Marsman, rock out. You got anything else?
No, I think I'm good. Appreciate it.
Okay, thanks, pal. Sorry about your. Hopefully you you still win somehow, some way, bro.
Yeah, I'm still in the Mars League.
Yep. All right, rock out to the moon later, bro. Trevor, you got 30 seconds, bro.
All right, how are we feeling about Diggs?
I mean, if you own him, you have to start him. If you don't, unless you're in a grandma league, or unless you have just elite wide receiver options. Like, let's say you had Rashee Rice. I could understand putting Rashee Rice in there. So I guess you shouldn't say you have to start him, but it would be a very weird circumstance for me to picture someone sitting Stephon Diggs. Diggs is also one of those guys that he's older. We're definitely not probably drafting him next year, especially if he goes elsewhere and has a lesser quarterback. This guy's a head case right now. Reminds me of a premature Antonio Brown unraveling as we speak. Now, he hasn't been very loud lately because he's been crap in the bed, and I think he probably knows he can't really do a lot of shiat talking right now. But I think that, he has in the past had some big games at the end of seasons. I don't think you'd sleep real well at night if you put Diggs on your bench over a mediocre wide receiver 3, and Diggs had 150 and 2 touchdowns. But like I said, if you had like a couple of Rashee Rice type players, I mean, how can you blame anybody for putting him on the bench for that? But it just depends on what you got. What's your alternative?
So I basically switched out Thielen and Higgins. So I picked up Higgins off the bench because someone dropped him, and to fill in one of their injured running backs or something like that. So I got that snagged, switched that for Thielen, and now I'm eyeing Noah Brown if what's his name is out, because Stroud's coming back.
Well, Stroud's not. Stroud's in the concussion protocol. Hopefully he's back in time, but he's still in the protocol.
Yeah.
So you don't know if he's back.
Oh, okay.
But I would say that, could Noah Brown outscore Diggs? Yeah, and I like Noah Brown as a sneaky start this week, because he crapped the bed the week prior. He had a really good 80-plus yard game and a touchdown. So Noah Brown's pretty sneaky. But he also had 0 the week prior, and I'm not sitting Diggs for him. Would I sit Diggs?
Yeah, I know.
Would I sit Diggs for Rashee Rice? Yeah, probably, because Rashee Rice is balling, bro.
Okay.
Would I sit him for a player like that? Sure, but I'm not sitting Diggs for guys that if they have a bad game, you're never gonna play him again, because you know what I mean. Like somebody that no matter if they have a good game or bad game, you're still gonna put him in. But a player that you're really that volatile on, how would you sleep at night if Diggs had a Diggs game? Plus, the other thing too is they didn't have to pass the ball at all in that game, and I just think it's easy to judge Diggs' stat line, but when you only threw 96 yards and you literally ran down their throat and continued to run. And I'm not saying that might not happen the next game or whatever. It just depends the game script. I don't anticipate that specific amount of yardage ever being repeated this year, where Josh Allen has 2 touchdowns and throws for 96 yards. But you can't expect Diggs to do anything when Josh Allen throws for 96 yards. So I would definitely.
Yeah, no, I watched the game. Yeah, I watched the game, and Diggs had, I think, 70% of his throwing shares. So, I mean, he's still the main guy. It's just they're not really connecting.
Drew Lock.
But, yeah, I think I'm up.
Yeah. All right, I got to roll, bro. Trevor, appreciate you. Call back if you got another question. Drew Lock expected to start. Last question real quick. Sebastian, you're live. You got 30 seconds, bro, and then I got to jump.
Yeah, I meant to call in last night. I couldn't make the stream. I was actually just at the Rams game, and Cameron went crazy.
Yes,
but my question is, what are your thoughts on JT going into next week and maybe even the championship?
Bro, I wish I could tell you. All I know is that he's expected as of last week talk. Last week speak. He's expected to play potentially this week, but we have no confirmation. We have no idea on his workload. Zach Moss is expected to play through the shoulder. So, it's not like they're desperately saying we need. Now they're still fighting, they're still trying to put up a fight for a wild card spot, really. So it's tough, man. It's tough to say what's going to happen, but Zach Moss, if he were out, I would think that there would be a little bit more likelihood that they'd rush JT back a little bit. And it's anybody's guess right now. My guess as of this moment is that he will play and he'll be like 50 to 60% of the work. I don't know he's going to come in and get 80, 90%. I don't think he's going to come in. But all it takes is 1 or 2 touchdowns. He has a great day. All it takes is a 150-yard run, and all of a sudden he's the guy with 110 yards. I think you start him unless you've got really viable options. So my final answer to you would be case by case. It depends on your alternative. Like, am I locking JT into everyone's lineup? No.
Yeah, it's going to be him or Moss.
I mean, who would you start?
We don't. I can't. I mean, that would just be me throwing something at the wall. I have no idea until we have a report, bro. I wish I could give you that assurance right now, but there's nothing. There's nothing to go on. Let's wait until later in the week, bro. Okay?
Yeah, I got it.
All right.
And then I have a quick tight end question. Njoku's against Houston and McBride is against Chicago. Am I crazy for wanting to start McBride?
No, what do you mean? Are you crazy? That's like saying... I mean, bro,
outscored him the last 2 weeks.
McBride's like a top 3 tight end. Like, what do you mean? Would you be crazy? That's like almost like saying it as if nobody else would agree with that. Everybody would agree with that. But no, and Joe.
The only reason why I thought you'd think that was crazy was because he outscored him the last 2 weeks.
Well, Njoku's good. I'm not saying he's garbage, but I think everyone. My boy Raj was at the Niner game, the RSF 49ers, biggest Niner fan you can find, and he texted in the middle of the game. He's like, "This guy McBride's tearing us apart. Like, just this guy's for real. He's absolutely for real." And the fact that he continues to do it over and over and over. Matchup doesn't matter. Matchup to be damned. Quarterback throwing him the ball, be damned. Both of them are really good plays. I shouldn't say that like Njoku's a bad start over him if you wanted to roll the dice that way. I'm just saying the way you worded it was like, would you be crazy? Hell no, bro. There's people that think McBride's gonna be the 3 or 4 tight end next year, and I'm probably one of them. So
I really want to start McBride, but I couldn't bench Njoku after his 30 points or whatever 2 weeks ago. But I really want to get McBride back in there.
McBride's a beast, bro. You're not wrong doing either one. I'm just saying that it's not like it's a crazy conversation. We're talking about 2 elite tight end players playing tight ends right now. All right, Sebastian, got to run later, bro.
Let's you.
Ron.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, Ron. What can I do for you?
Yeah, I need to make up. I need to gain 32 points tonight in my BB4. I got Bryce Young at 7.58, so Hurts has got to get way over that. And then I also have the receivers, A.J. Brown, Smith, and Goddard going to have to play because I got Chase Brown as a flex. They're putting in right now at 6.6 points and Thielen at 6.3. And so all those points, they got to get well over that. I got to get 32 points past that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
For those players, for Brown, Smith, Hurts, and Goddard.
Well,
So
I wish you luck, bro. We'll throw it out there into the ether.
Hey, did you cook your steak?
No, I'm gonna right after this, right until about halftime. I'll be eating about halftime.
Okay. All right.
I'll
ask you how it turned out later.
Yeah, I'll put it on my Instagram too. All right, later, Ron. Appreciate you. Later. All right, guys. Kickoff is happening. I'm gonna jump right now. I'll be back for the waiver wire week number 16 waiver wire show. As soon as this game ends, we'll be doing it live. Good luck to everybody. Hopefully you get what you need out of this game. Hurts to the moon. A.J. Brown to the moon. Devonta Smith to the moon. DeAndre Swift to the moon. Kenneth Walker to the moon. Zach Charbonnet to the moon. DK Metcalf to the moon. Even Lockett and JSN to the moon. Let's ride. Live Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern, every single Monday through Friday. Live whenever news breaks. See you all after the game for the Week 16 waiver wire show, which, you know, we'll probably be doing a lot of other stuff other than waiver wire. Waiver wire might be like 10 minutes in. I might hit something else at the front, at the top of the show, something a little more entertaining, like 2024 bus candidates. How's that sound for everybody? 2024 bus candidates. We liking that topic? And then the waiver wire show.
Kenneth Skywalker. Kenneth Lightsaber Swinging Skywalker.